Continuing now with our lead story, President Obama and national security. With us, Fox News analyst Kirsten Powers. Now, I moved you up on the lineup in the program today.
Oh, really?
For one reason only. These far-left loons like heirs, they're scared of me, all right? They literally run. When I go on the Upper West Side of Manhattan or down the Village, people run away. So I don't get their mind. I don't get to ask them in a casual setting, why are you so crazy? Like that German reporter. I mean, is she kidding me? She doesn't want drones. She doesn't want Guantanamo. Ayers thinks they're all war criminals. How do you stop people who want to kill you?
Only crazy people don't want drones, Bill? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm not. I want to say, all right, if you don't want drones or Guantanamo or rendition or coerced interrogation, you don't want any of that, then how do you protect yourself against people who are not only blow you up, but themselves? How do you do that?
Well, where's the evidence that the drone war is protecting us from anything?
Where's the evidence?
Yeah.
Well, I think the evidence is that the Al-Qaeda leadership, from all accounts, not just the United States, is just in disarray, and their leadership has been destroyed and killed. Well, I think that's pretty strong evidence.
It's not. Well, is it coincidence or is it causation? I mean, where's the evidence where they've come out and said that us just constantly droning Middle Eastern countries is making us safe?
Are you going to submit on the factor that the drone attacks have not badly damaged our enemies? Are you going to sit here and submit that?
I would say they have badly damaged the United States, actually. I think
But not our opposition.
Sure, we've killed every time we kill the #1 person, there's another #1 person.
But that's what you do in war. You see, it's attrition. You kill them, and then you create chaos.
You're creating more terrorists with these wars. What do you mean, who? The people that are being bombed and watching their families being blown up, that's who. It creates more terrorism.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So in a war on terror, you're not supposed to attack the enemy because they might get mad.
But we're not just attacking the enemy. We're killing tons of civilians. We bomb a house.
How many civilians?
We don't know. I mean, they don't.
Well, then how can you make the statement? If you don't know how many civilians, how can you say tons of them? How?
Okay, let's back up. Are you seriously saying that civilians are not being killed by drones?
I'm seriously saying that they don't launch the drones unless there is a likelihood that civilians will not be killed.
That's not true. That's just a false statement.
That's what President Obama said, flat out.
It must be true if President Obama said it.
You calling him a liar on this podcast?
I mean, are you seriously saying because President Obama said something, it's true?
Wait, no. I say you give him the benefit of the doubt unless you have facts. Right. Why? Because you don't have any facts to say that he's...
I have facts. There is no person who knows about what is going on in the Middle East that thinks that the innocent civilians are not being killed by the drones.
Some. But it's not a policy to do it.
Of course it's not a policy.
Well, what war in history have innocent civilians not been
but that's
killed?
Not what happens. When you have drones coming and flying over a house and knowing that there are innocent people in there, on the off chance, they're like, we think that maybe they're in there with a terrorist and we're just going to kill them, and then act like it's no big deal, the way the president's press secretary did when he was asked about Anwar al-Awlaki's son being killed, in that exact type of situation we're talking about, and he says, well, I guess he should have had a better father. I mean, that is not seriously trying to avoid killing innocent people.
If you're a student of history, you have to look at war and what war entails. It entails protecting yourself, #1. That's why you go to war.
I don't disagree
and #2, destroying the enemy. And when you destroy the enemy, all right, you destroy civilians around the enemy. And that happens in every war. But let me have one more question before we eject you from the set. We have one more question for you.
Okay.
You have the bouncer ready for Powers down here? Okay, now, do you want Bill Ayers and the German reporter in charge of your security, do you want that mentality?
I don't know what you mean by that mentality.
You don't?
No.
That all the presidents are war criminals and that we shouldn't be doing drones or Guantanamo or any of that?
I don't identify with Bill Ayers. So I don't know.
So you don't want those people?
Yeah, I don't really feel like Bill Ayers is who I think of when I think of who do I want to be like.
But he represents a mindset.
Yeah, well, I don't actually know the inner workings of Bill Ayers' mind.
So you don't want those people, but you don't want...
I do agree that we need to defend our country. But look, I agree with closing Gitmo. So you're putting me in the loon category. You know, you automatically put people...
Well, Paz, hey, I'm not putting you there.
You think if somebody believes that people deserve to have a trial,
here's what we're going to do.
They're loons.
Next week, well, I'm on vacation next week, but when I get back, I want you to give me the Kirsten Powers national security strategy.
Okay. All right.
All right? Everybody ready? I think people would be very anxious to hear that. Directly ahead.